Hello everybody, it's Vanessa with Clemons Crafts, and today I am coming to you with another video about embossing. I have two previous videos on embossing folders, and today I wanted to show everyone how you can emboss with your die cuts. I do have this little die cut here that I got from Hobby Lobby. It's very similar to the Tim Holtz die cut. Birch, I believe is the name of it, but this is from Momenta, and I do cut this paper down so it can fit into a plastic folder. But this is the set that came. That's what I'll be using today, and I will also toward the end be showing you this Impresslits that I really love, because I think this is maybe the last video in the embossing series, and I just kind of wanted to show you a couple of last things. I am going to go ahead and get started. The things that you will need, of course, is your Sizzix platform, your Big Shot. You will need cutting pad, this silicone mat, and then this impressions pad. These are usually sold as a set. This is silicone, very wobbly, and this is a sort of thick little folder here. And then we're going to emboss using the silicone pad and our die cut. And so what I wanted to do is show you, I have been playing around with this, and what I've been getting is a little different from the directions. This is the multi-purpose platform, and then it says here for embossing, and then it even shows you for the impressions pad to lift this top and then use it that way. So you would have your platform, your cutting pad, your die cut and your paper, then the silicone pad, and then of course your impressions pad for the top. However, when I did that, I did get a lot of, a little bit of tearing. I mean, it wasn't really bad, but it was more than what I don't know. I'm OCD and a perfectionist, so it kind of bothered me. That here, I don't know if you can see very well on this, but there toward the very top, it was just very faint. But the results are really good. I mean, you could very well just use that and it would work just fine. But I today am going to be using some watercolor cardstock, and so perhaps it has to do with the thickness of the paper, but I did have better results when I flipped mine all the way open, as you know, you would use for textured impressions. But of course, you know, I always recommend you play around with it yourself and see. It could be the age of my machine. It's very used, so bless its heart. It's a couple of years old now, I believe. Anyway, so we are going to start. I'm going to go ahead, and of course, you may need to leave it here, but for what I'm going to show you, I'm going to open mine all the way here. And then I wanted to kind of get fancy and show you with this die cut. I'm going to be using this archival ink vintage photo, and I'm just going to take it, and I know it seems bizarre, but this is very similar to the process that we used when we used ink on our embossing folder. So I'm just going to kind of rub that ink on the raised parts here. Put my lid back on. If you hear all that jingling, that's my pointer running around here. And I'm going to take my watercolor cardstock, and I did watch another video about this earlier, and she recommends, and so do I, making sure that you spray with just a very light mist of water. It just helps to prevent your paper from tearing with all the pressure. And so to begin, I'm going to use my cutting platform here and stick that down first. Oh, I'm sorry if it's off camera here. Let me see if I can't. There we are. So our little cutting platform here, and then we're going to lay down gonna lay down our pad here that has the little bit of ink on it. I'll bring this forward. And then we're going to center our paper, which may or may not be important if you are wanting it to be straight. Of course, I recommend using some mint tape from scrapbook.com. It is a very low tack tape, and in our newsletter for Clemons Crafts, I did kind of go over the different sorts of adhesives, and this is one of them that I really enjoy using. It makes it so nice and easy to hold your projects in place. So I'm just gonna tape that down there. Of course, you can, with a smaller die, just tape it directly onto the die. But then we're gonna lay our silicone mat down here, followed last by our impressions pad. And now I've got to hold that steady, and I'm just gonna roll it through here. I'm not left-handed. I'm not left-handed. Okay, now we're shaking the camera, but that's okay. All right, and now we're going to set that off to the side. And we will take our paper up. Ta-da! And I don't know if it shows very well, but here you can see that ink went in the edges there of the trees, and we don't have any tearing here at the top. And again, this is watercolor cardstock. You're welcome to use, of course, any sort of heavyweight acid-free cardstock. I do use acid-free paper in all my work because I want it to last. You put all that time and money in things, I think it should last. So I'm not a big fan of paper that's not acid-free, but so that is done. And this is another one that I showed you just a few moments ago. So that's with the ink. This is without the ink. And you know, let me see if I bring this light. Haha, boy, that helped, didn't it? Now I just need a light man over here to hold my light for me. But yeah, so this is with ink on the right and without it on the left. And that is how you can emboss with your die cuts. So it opens up a whole new world of different things, different cards. And I have seen a lot of ladies that junk journal will take these and actually tear them, you know, to make their embellishments. They'll use these various, here's another one that I did while I was playing around. And this one is also on watercolor cardstock. And as you can see, it did very, very well. And I wanted to go ahead and show you, I worked ahead for brevity on the video, but I did go ahead and make this card. Now, with this one, I don't know if you can tell what I did, but I actually flipped the panel over. Instead of using this side, which is, you know, the front, I used the raised side, and I just took some vintage photo distress oxide on a little foam blender, and I just highlighted those raised areas and created this little card there. And I do have, let me see if I can set my light down. I do have some foam adhesive underneath that to give it a little bit of a raised effect. I wish I was good at tying bows because I think a little string bow would be so cute there. I did try, it was a nightmare, so I just nixed that idea. So that's one little idea there for a Christmas card, and I'll put it over here with the envelope, and I will have that ready. It's only my second card I've made for the year for Christmas, so I'm behind. And now, really quickly, I wanted to use this Impresslits because with these, I really like this product. I mean, I am a big fan, and I just discovered these. So it embosses and die cuts at the same time, which is so far out. I love that. It's just so helpful. And again, going back to our platform here, it does have directions, you know, and so here, I believe, see, Impresslits are not listed on here, but I believe when I did it before, I used this. So we're going to give it a whirl. And let me grab a piece of glitter cardstock because, of course, it being Christmas and everything, I think it would look really good to have. Oh, I just knocked some of my paper off over here. Pick that up really quickly. Okay, and then I'm going to take a piece. This is cardstock from Arteza. Yeah, I got this off of Amazon. I really like Arteza, the brand, and I really didn't know they made paper until until recently. So okay, I think I cut that short. Yes, of course. So let's make this one the right size. You see my handy dandy measuring here. Okay, and then we're just gonna take this and lay it in there, and we're going to see what happens. So let me grab, I think, my cutting pad. Where did I put my cutting pad? Oh dear. Oh, here it is right in front of me, of course. And then I'll just lay that here. And we remember from before that we always put the hinged side in the machine first. So that's the direction we're going. I have a feeling this is going to be too, yeah, that's not going to work. So let me figure out. Let's lift. I mean, we're just learning as we go, I guess. Every little embossing folder seems to be different, and depending on the type of paper. See, that's still not working. Anybody got ideas? You know what? I'm going to leave a platform off. Let's see. We're just going to leave that platform off. The funny thing is, I've actually created these for my shop, so I have no idea how I did them before. Oh well, I've slept since then, apparently. All right. So here it is, and it just came out very nice. Very nice. Ah! Look at that. I love it. I love it. I love it. I mean, this is cool. And I've got one that is the frame, and then I have one that is the leaves. Oh, that one didn't cut very well. Anyway, apparently I'm going to have to research that a little bit more about exactly how we can do these. But I love this. I love this so much. And I'm going to go now. I just wanted to show you guys really quickly how you could emboss with your die cuts. And please like and subscribe, share if you think someone would benefit from this. And I also encourage everyone, if you can, subscribe to my newsletter. I do send out product updates, free digital ephemera every month. And of course, on the first of every month at 8 p.m., we have a live on Clemons Crafts Facebook page. It is so fun. And so I hope to see you guys there. Thanks again. Bye-bye.